Welcome my fellow Mew trainers back to another Mew video. I've heard you guys said a lot about not being able to complete the move animation cancelling, so I'll repeat it one more time. It's how it goes: boosted attack, surf, and then agility. So the key thing about this combo isn't about the speed. If you do it fast, it'll just look like this. If you just spam all the buttons at once, you'll just get stuck with a boosted attack and a surf. The main thing you want to do is find the correct tempo for this move order, because if you do it too fast, you just fail. You can do it in front or behind too with this combo. Okay, and then I hope you enjoy my Mew gameplay, and don't forget to subscribe because I'm doing a 4-finger gameplay guide on Mew or any Pokemon in the next video. So in this game I started off normally. Same it goes with the last setting. You would want to use Electro Ball and Light Screen. One tip that I can give is on 9:25 it's your last time to use your Light Screen, because on 9:15 the creep in the center will spawn, so you want to save your Light Screen for that time. And so when this creep spawns, you can pull it into the bush and put it back. For Mew to out-secure Inteleon is something I'd say 50-50, because when Mew has Electro Ball, boosted attack and its Light Screen, it can do almost the same damage, if not more, than Inteleon's Water Gun. So here I kinda made a mistake of using my Light Screen too early, just because I thought I can hit level 5 so that I can swap into maybe Surf to push the bees back, but in this case I still got the farm, so it's fine anyway. And see how I use this Light Screen on top. I use it to boost my Electro Ball. There's one hidden tip that I can give here is whenever you use your boosted attack, you can't use move reset. So I always boosted attack before I use my move reset to change into other moves. So in this case I thought Solar Beam would be a nice try to snipe the Inteleon, but it didn't happen. So whenever you have your Solar Beam after your level 5, do try to snipe other people's farms, since you don't want to waste Solar Beam's potential of sniping off other people's farm. Again, same thing here. I have Solar Beam in 2 seconds, so I try, even if I don't see the farm, I just try to get the farm. If it doesn't happen, it's fine. If I get it, it benefits me a lot and makes them under leveled. Again, don't forget you can use your Light Screen to push the wild Pokemon back to secure it for your own team, like in this scenario. Coming up to the 8-minute mark, as a Mew, you must always try to go to beam the beast in the center if you can, but if you can't, it's fine, because it's essentially free farm. When Mew gets level 5, you get the move reset, which means you are able to free roam around the map. But here I was too busy clawing around the map, I didn't see an Inteleon behind me. Some people might ask why not I use Surf in more scenarios, use as a starting hand. It's just because Surf is too high a cooldown of a move. So after you use it, you basically don't have any mobility left as a squishy Pokemon. Right in this clip here where I use my Solar Beam, I see my Solar Beam is on 5 seconds. I don't have time to wait to push a goal, so I immediately change into Electro Ball and Coaching. Since agility won't benefit me too much here, if I just move around the Inteleon, hitting me doesn't matter at all when I can use Coaching and deduct my moves cooldown at the same time. And why not Light Screen? Just because I've just used it with Solar Beam and Light Screen and it would be under cooldown. And for ripping objectives, Electro Ball and Coaching is the fastest way to clear it. But there is a downside for this, is when you're clearing farm and when you're on Coaching, you don't have that extra damage when you have agility nor Light Screen. Like in this case, I had to switch into Solar Beam and Light Screen to clear farm, but I missed anyway. So trust me, I'm just trying to give it to my jungle. And here my Solar Beam is still on cooldown, so I can't help much but to snipe this Zacian when I have my Solar Beam back, but didn't work. So here I know I have my Unite move and my move reset is on 5 seconds. So they basically can't push the goal, but even if they try to, I believe I should be able to defend it. Again, in the mobile, you always want to look around the map to try to find opportunities. So that's why I always use Claw to look around the map and I get to Solar Beam in the lowest time possible. Now I've used my Solar Beam and I change to Electro Ball and Coaching. Still Coaching. Why? Because agility won't get me anywhere this far distance, and you can imagine if I were to be using agility, I would be missing out on 1 or 2 Electro Balls in the fight. If I haven't mentioned already, coaching gives your ally 40% attack speed boost, which is a lot. But it's only for 2 seconds, so you always want to utilize that. And if I were be using agility here, I would be getting nowhere, far out in the flux zone, in and out. Oh, so you can see here, I always don't pull back my light screen as fast as possible, just because I don't see the need to, and you can use it for other scenarios. Here I see my jungle invading their buff, so I try to help out, and here my team wants to push a go, so I follow along here with solar beam and light screen against them, and I don't take back my light screen until I boosted attack, then change into electro ball and coaching. Whenever pushing goes, you want to use that. And here I use my Unite move to cover some of my teammates so that they can't get the clear vision of my teammates. And then here I see there's an opportunity when my Umbreon try to hindrance them, and then my ability followed on, and I see all of them being low, so I immediately eject button and follow up with my eject and electro ball. And here I use solar beam and light screen to try to snipe the Zacian out. And whenever you're low, you can just rely on your solar beams to help out your teammates in fights. Like for here, they are all retreating, and I see my light screen is almost up, so maybe I can use my light screen to help cover some of them. If not, yeah, it kinda did, but it always does if you try. So here I timed my solar beam with my Dodrio together, and to take note that solar beam isn't a complete real last hitting move, just because it's 3 times of damage, whereas if you use electro ball, it's 1 time of damage, and it does execute damage for electro ball too. So here I defend using my solar beam and light screen, empowering once with the light screen, then changing into electro ball coaching, and then twice, and then 3 times. So I used an empowered light screen and 2 empowered electro balls with coaching. This is impossible to do without coaching for the cooldown reduction. And here I just hit the wild Pokemon continuously until, and do see I keep hitting it until I use my electro ball, just because I don't want to waste my boosted attack on that wild Pokemon, and I can use it on something else. So it's kind of small things that you can do to improve your gameplay. And if you noticed, I've changed my moves here, and I didn't swap into any moves just because I don't know which one will I be using. But I saw my teammates fighting up there, and I know that I need my solar beam to snipe, whereas electro ball would be too far to hit, and surf would be too far for me too. And here I retracted my light screen at the last second so that I can use my solar beam empowered one more time. So I essentially used 2 empowering moves from this 1 light screen alone. And for this light screen, I used it to retract it from above, and I saw this Eldegoss, so I tried to snipe it with my solar beam and eject button, but it didn't work. But it's fine, we are trying to get the farm from their side. So at the 3-minute mark, it's basically one of the times you want to use your eject buttons last, since you'll get your eject button back at 2 minutes. But for in this case, I think I should be fine in the long run here. But basically what I thought from that fight was, if I used my eject button, I could have eliminated that Eldegoss and got my level 13. And another thing to note here, whenever I'm trying to beat around the bush to find enemies, I look back at myself. Whenever I gain 1 more solar beam counter, I know that there's enemies in the bush. So I claw, but I always look back too. Here my teammates gave me vision, but suddenly we saw a Zoroark scoring, so I immediately changed into solar beam and agility. And this is one of the things you have to practice yourself, to just know the exact distance. And here I timed my Unite move exactly when the Zoroark is hitting his last feint attack, and you actually can dodge it using your Unite move. So it's kind of a 50-50 here, and it would be bad if I would have let him to score. And with solar beam and light screen not in my hand, I can still use solar beam and agility to reposition my solar beams for the team fight. And you can see with solar beam agility, you are always required to claw, just because you can see how much distance you are able to move just to reach the enemies. Here a fight is breaking out, and here I don't need to use surf, just because I don't need to go in yet, and the team still requires a lot of damage to take them out. So I changed it to electro ball and light screen and Y light screen, because I just used agility, and coaching would be too dangerous in this situation if I were to jump in with my teammates. And finally here, if you guys have not noticed that Mew's surf has been bug fixed or changed or nerfed, you can't glide with walls anymore. I don't know why they did this, but here I got 2 stacks and agility to finish off the slow bro. When surfing, you hit someone, you get an additional stack, so you get 2 stacks from your surf. And here I don't change into any other moves, just because if someone pops out, I can just use surf to push them in. All we need to do here is stall and we win the game. For the last 20 seconds, we don't even need to protect Rayquaza anymore. We can just go ahead and score. So here I change into my light screen and solar beam to take him up. Here actually I thought I can kill this Inteleon, but because I did one mistake, if you found it out why, here I use my boosted attack and light screen at the same time. If not same time, I use it after, which means I was down on 1 boosted attack stack. And how many boosted attack stacks does my solar beam give me? It gives me 2. So I'm basically 1 boosted attack counter short for taking out this Inteleon. If I would have done it properly here, I would have been able to live it out such situations like these. Last of all, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I hope to see you guys next time with the claw guide video.